Are you somebody that's getting a lot of traffic to your website, but for some reason they just don't seem to purchase, they don't seem to buy from you? Don't worry, it's very common and I'm here to fix it for you. What's going on, guys? My name's Kyle and today's a good day because you found the right video, and today what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna figure out some things to get you some purchases, okay? Get you some sales. I know that a lot of people deal with this and there's a very a few number of things that you need to pay attention to, and I'm gonna walk you through. I've been doing dropshipping for a very long time, and I've narrowed it down to about 11 different things, 11 different reasons why nobody is purchasing from you, and most of it has to deal with trust. And I'm gonna break you down exactly what those things are, so that you can fix them and eventually make your first sale, make more sales, become a billionaire, whatever it takes. But first, before I jump into that, as usual, I'm giving $100 away, cash, that's real. All you have to do is like, comment, and be a subscriber to the YouTube channel. Very easy stuff. I do this every single video leading up into the new year. We're kind of entering that point, so maybe I continue it after, I'm not sure. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. Today, I want to just jump right into it. Let's not waste any time, and let's get going. Okay, so we are in my computer right now. This is just gonna be a little, I guess, guide. You could call it a complete guide to what you should look for when you're first launching your store, okay? Do not look any over these, or don't. Okay, guys, so here we are right now. This is going to be just 11 things that you need to pay attention to when you're first starting a new store, okay? These or dropping a new product in your store. These are the things you need to pay attention to. Do not overlook these. Do not skip anything in this presentation. This is going to be extremely valuable, and these have been the 11 things that when I'm talking to somebody and they say, I'm not getting any sales, I don't know what's going on, it's gonna be somewhere in here. Something is not congruent with you being a business, and this is going to be those things. They are not super hard to do. I wouldn't say all of them are hard to do, but I would say some of them are overlooked, and that's the reason you're not getting a sale, okay? There are things outside of here that might stop somebody from doing it. These are gonna be the ones that are in your control, okay? So definitely pay attention. First and foremost, I have to say this because I know there's people that still don't do it, is that they do not set their objective. So this is outside of the store. This is when you're running ads, okay? This is just ensuring that you're driving the right traffic. So I'm gonna just touch on this briefly. Don't worry, for those of you that already know this, I have to put this in here because I still get people that hit me up on Instagram that say, I'm not getting sales, and I say, is your objective for purchase conversions? And they tell me, I don't know what that is. So this has to be in here. I'm sorry to people that already know. But when you're running Facebook ads, okay, you have to be running for the objective purchase conversions, okay? So basically what that means is that you are targeting people that have purchased things on Facebook. They historically have purchased things, so if someone's historically going to purchase something, they're more likely to purchase again, okay? It's hard to convince people that have never made a purchase like myself. It's hard to, convince me to buy something. So you're basically targeting people that already buy stuff on Facebook, okay? So if you're not driving that traffic, it is extremely, extremely hard to convert anybody. I will tell you that by personal experience. When I first started running ads a couple years ago, you need to have that set. And there's plenty of videos on YouTube. I think if you go through some of my videos on Facebook ads, I might run through this, so I'm not gonna touch any more on that. Let's keep going. Number 2, you have to have a product that has a clear differentiator, okay? So what I mean by that is I had somebody that reached out to me on Facebook. They said, I've been running ads for a while. I've got this store. It's based around clothes, right? Kids' clothes, okay? And I said, okay, well, you're selling kids' clothes, right? So I don't have a kid, but I know that there's certain kids' clothes brands that already have the brand recognition. They have the loyalty from moms. there's such a strong market for that already that it's hard to compete unless you're going to do something crazy, or you've got just a huge budget to spend, okay? Same thing with watches. You know, you see a lot of people that jump into dropshipping, they're like, oh, I'm gonna sell watches. Well, and do free plus shipping. It doesn't really work that much anymore because it's kind of been done. Two, you've already got a huge like brand loyalty towards watch brands. You know, you've got Rolexes, you've got Timex, I can't even name them. But anyways, so there's such things that has the brand recognition that people aren't going to pay attention to you, okay? Unless you have, you know, you get some big influencer involved or you just do a crazy campaign or something, don't worry about it. So what I liken that thing to is a product that I promoted. I say promoted, I watched you, sorry, let me back up. What am I doing today? I had made a video on building a store from scratch. If you haven't seen that, check it out. The product I used, which I'm actually still selling, I ran into some issues. My ad account got shut down today. So as you know, like that happens all the time. Don't get worried about it. There's other ways to get around it. Anyways, so I have a store for this pillow that you see in the screen. And to some people, they might be like, well, you're selling pillows. Why can't I sell watches? Why can't I sell kids' clothes? This pillow has a differentiator. You know, it's not like other pillows, right? So you've got your normal pillows that you can get from Target or something that are just regular, like if you're, you know, a kid or if you've got a college dorm or you don't care as much about pillows, you might just get a general one. So there's that breed of pillows. Then you've got kind of the Tempur-Pedic ones. You have the ones that they have like that memory foam in there that are nice and they're like luxurious and they're for people that think they could get a better night's rest, whether or not that's true. That's kind of the branding, that's the marketing for it. Now this pillow is different because it has a function to it. It has a function. It's supposed to arch over somebody's arms so they don't get dead arms. It's kind of like a cuddle-ish type pillow. Cuddle with your partner. So there's that feature to it. And that feature is really important because that's what's differentiating that pillow from all the other pillows, okay? So if you're selling kids' clothes, if there's something to it that makes it unique, I don't know, maybe it's potty resistant or something. I don't know. But it has to have something like that, and that's extremely important when you're looking at products because I see so many people, like I said, that go out and they just try to sell watches, or they try to sell shoes, or they try to sell bracelets or something. And it's hard to sell that stuff unless it's different, okay? Moving on. Number 3, you have to brand it, which kind of builds out the second one. So you can see the little screenshot up there. I was going through and just finding different dropshipping stores and like pulling in examples for you as I go along here so you kind of see what I'm talking about. Now, this is a product, and you probably have seen it before, but it's this electric, it's fruit or vegetable peeler. I've seen it. I mean, it works with like potatoes and that sort of thing too. But here's the problem. Somebody's coming from Facebook or Instagram, they come to this website. So this is on a website, obviously. On top of this, there's other stuff that's going wrong in this image, but let's focus on the branding here. So they come to your site, and it's called Stainless Steel Electric Fruit Peeler, right? If I saw that, it would click in my head that it's not branded, okay? There's probably a million of these out there. And why don't I just go to Amazon? Let me check Amazon while I'm at it, and then I can get, I might get a cheaper price and it'll come in faster. And I trust Amazon because they'll insure my package, right? That's what happens because if you see a lot of people that come to your website and they leave, that's because they're probably leaving to go to Amazon or they don't trust you and they're going back to Facebook, okay? That happens a lot, so brand it. So instead of stainless steel electric fruit peeler, think of like a 2-word name, something simple, something memorable that describes the product, like Fruitly Express or something like that. I could have thought of probably a better name, but that's an example that's like, it describes it, and it describes, so Express is like the speed to it, and fruit is what it actually uses, and what it's used for. But anyways, so that's kind of, and I mentioned this in other videos, but it's really important that you brand the product because when someone comes here, They want to know that it's one of a kind. It's not gonna be one of a kind if you say stainless steel electric fruit peeler, okay? It's not one of a kind. Also, it's something that's memorable. So when they talk to people, they can say that name again. They're not gonna be like, oh, this like stainless steel electric fruit. They'll be like, that person will be like, where did you get that? They'll be like, honestly, I don't know. But if you had a name, like if it was something that was memorable, they'd be like, no, it's this blank, 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 or it's this blank, or it's this blank, blank. A lot of blanks in there. And they might search that on the web. And hopefully if you do Google ads in retargeting and search as well, you can get that traffic. Not gonna talk about it in this video at all. But have a memorable name and really, really spend time. Don't overlook that because that's important. Number 4. This is a big one, okay? Focus on benefits over features. So many people look at this and they still don't do it, and I don't know why. And I don't know if it's the lazy thing or they don't quite understand the concept, but if you're a customer, you're trying to think, okay, create a story in my head of how it's gonna be when I use this product. Okay, so in this image here, you've got this, some sort of a straightener of sorts. I've actually never seen this product before, to be honest. I was like, I just found it today as I was going through. But anyways, this is a screenshot from a portion of their website. On the right side is actually what the person would see first. So they see 1-year warranty, shipping, worldwide express shipping available, talks about refunds, returns, delivery time. Again, there's a lot going wrong in this that I'm not gonna go into on this point. But you're not telling me why I should buy the product, right? I would hope there's fast shipping. I'd hope you have a return policy. I would hope with all these things, but don't lead with that, okay? This was one of the very first things you see as you're scrolling down. You should be showing pictures of, if it's a product that people are using, show pictures of people using the product. On top of that, tell me how I'm gonna feel when I use it, okay? So on the left side, you actually see some of that. Creates silky, shiny hair instantly. That is the perfect thing to put. That is the example of a benefit. Like if I got it, I'd be like, that's why I'd pay $30 for it. I'm not sure how much it was, $40 for it. Because I want that. The reason I'm gonna buy something is because it's gonna better my life some way. And silky, shiny hair is hopefully something that somebody would want. I think most people want that. Perfect example of benefit. You want to have more of that. This other junk about express shipping, refund policy, that should be left at the very bottom if you even need to have it. I don't, and this is way too much of it anyways. Like this is unbelievably overwhelming for something. So someone's like spending their time, they're gonna spend it reading through like your policies and shipping. I mean, that's horrible. Like hardly put that anywhere. Put that as like a navigation piece. If someone needs to see it, they'll look at your shipping and figure all that stuff out. So leave that off there. It's just gonna overwhelm people to begin with. The other thing people do is they have bullets, right? They have bullets of like what they get when they buy this. It's like, they get one package and they get one curling iron and they get, this extra battery or something. Like, don't include those. Like, you're not Amazon. You probably see those descriptions on Amazon. Leave those for Amazon because people trust Amazon, and then on top of that, they are highly depend on ratings. So if a product has like 1,000 ratings and they have a bunch of reviews, like good reviews on there, it doesn't matter what this description says because they're gonna show up in Amazon, and Amazon already has the customers. You're paying for people to come here, okay? So really use it to your advantage when you ask yourself, here's what you should do. Instead of asking yourself, what's in it for me? Say, what's in it for someone that would buy this product? And it's amazing at just that simple switch actually makes a huge difference because we're always coming from our mindset. We're like, okay, what can I get from this? How much money can I make from this product? Stop thinking about that. Be like, how can this product create value for somebody? And what sorts of words and paragraphs do I need to include that's gonna let them know that they will get that and they will see the value? Moving on, number 5, avoid grammar mistakes and typos. And this is actually a lot bigger than you would think. If you have broken English, if you have bad grammar and bad typos, people are going to leave like that. They're not going to stay, because if you were a professional company, you would have a big team that could proofread things and make sure it's right. So if you can't get the written sentence down when we have autocorrect, then how are you gonna get my order right? How am I gonna get a good quality product that's gonna be shipped to my door in a good amount of time? Like, really pay attention to those details. And I know that's like a small point, but I still see so many grammar mistakes and typos in both Facebook and Instagram ads and the website copy. Like, make sure you focus on that. Don't rush through some of this stuff. Proofread it, make sure it's good to go. But in here you can see the Genius on the very top, the Genius telescope design, make it is to lock the light source and improve brightness of the picture. This is one of the first things they see. So people are gone. Number 6, include high quality images. I know that people just want to get away with it. Sometimes they just like include whatever's on AliExpress. Look around Google, see if there's any better images. Be careful of, obviously, somebody might have the rights to those images, so be careful of that. But do some research. The best thing always is to obviously take your own pictures, so mail the product in, or mail it to somebody to take some high quality photos for you to use. Sometimes that doesn't make a lot of sense because it takes a lot of time to do, and if you're just starting out, you don't want to waste time in that process, so that piece isn't as important to take care of, but definitely have some decent looking images up there, okay? If they look pixelated, here's what I'm gonna say. Anytime that you go to a website, do you ever look at it and you're like, okay, is this legitimate? Look at your own site that way, and you'll know if it's good enough. Don't look at it with rose-colored glasses and think it's probably good enough. No, be a critic on your own website, because that's gonna save you money, okay? Not spending time on these things is going to cost you money. So you may as well put a little bit more effort into it. Number 7, avoid, this is huge, avoid countdown timers, pop-ups, and too many discounts, because I think that we live in a world where there's a lot of people that did that in dropshipping before, and that's what people are teaching on dropshipping still, because they live in, I don't know, whatever world they live in, but they think that that's the way to go. It's not the way to go. And anybody that's teaching you to do that, do not watch any of their videos anymore, because unless it's a really old video, if it is, it's fine, but anyone that's creating a video like within the past year and they're promoting that stuff, they do not know what they're talking about. That is absolutely horrible. You should not have a countdown timer, quantity timer, pop-up coming within the first 5 seconds, quantity discounts. If you look at the picture on there, there is just too much going on that I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's okay to say, okay, it's 50% discounted. It's okay to say that in your Facebook ad. Don't get crazy with it. It's okay to have quantity breaks. It's okay when it's necessary, when there's a good reason for it. Not all products need quantity breaks, but you can do that. You don't need to have your secure payments stuff like right below the buy it now. Keep that at the bottom. People normally want to explore a little bit before they obviously make a purchase. They're probably not going to buy it from the rip anyways, but take a little bit out of there. I know people push these different apps and stuff and things that pop up and try to keep you on the website and to create some urgency. Try to create urgency, but don't overdo it, okay? I usually try to do that in how I write my copy. It's okay to say that, it's 50% off today only, stuff like that you have maybe on the announcement bar. It's okay to do stuff like that. So I'm not outing any of that. There's definitely a balance to it, and I still use scarcity tactics when I create products, but I'm not having pop-ups and timers and all sorts of stuff that's blinking and everything. Just avoid that at all costs. Number 8, this is when you're developing your pricing, okay? So I think maybe sometimes people get to the page and it might be more than they expected. Maybe people are overpricing what the product is, okay? So here's a general rule that I broke down for you, and this is kind of what I do when I'm introducing a new product. So what you want to do is you actually want to set it lower. You want to set it as low as possible without it being ridiculously low, because then it almost goes to like the other side where it's like, is it really going to be this cheap? So a general rule that I use for all products here, why don't you start your price at 2 times the product cost? So if the product costs $5, do $9.99. I'd actually probably, with a lower cost product like that, maybe do $14.99. You could do $9.99, but maybe expedite this process, because there's like no margin in that. But let's say the product is $10. Let's change this. Let's do 2.5 times. I try to do more than that. So if the product costs $10, try to do $24.99. And if you want to just do it easy, go ahead, just do 2. I usually get a little bit more aggressive because I just have more belief in when I'm releasing a product, and I have more belief in the marketing. But start at 2x. Don't go any lower than 2x, certainly. But what you do is, so if you start at 2x, and this depends on how quickly you spend money, but wait a week or so and see if people are buying it, okay? It depends on your budget, obviously, but if people are buying it, increase the price of your product by 25%, okay, by a quarter. Okay, my camera cut out there, but anyway, so back to what I was saying. So if you're running if you're running at a price and you happen to get sales, and you are getting sales at a consistent pace, and it's pretty reasonable. Like you might be under your target ROAS, you might be under break even point. You might be under a lot of things, but if you're getting sales, what I would do as you're kind of gaining data, and obviously you kind of learn this with the experience. I mean, it's hard to give you an exact number and stats and everything. Every product's different. But anyways, I would increase it by 25%, and I would leave it for a couple days, maybe 3 days, kind of get some data, see how people are reacting to it. If you're still maintaining your sales volume, I'd increase it another 25%. Every 2 to 3 days, and just keep doing that until you don't maintain the sales volume. If you notice you're getting as much traffic, but you're not getting as many sales, that's a telltale sign that people don't like the price. Okay, it's not their perceived value of the price that you set up. Now, don't change it right away, because I don't know what 2 to 3 days of advertising is for you. If you're only spending like $5 a day, that's not enough data, okay? You need to spend enough money to get a good feel. Like if you're only getting 1 sale every 2 to 3 days, then that's not enough data, okay? Because you don't know, because there's a lot of different factors that happen. But I would say maybe 10 sales in 2 to 3 days is going to be kind of a good number. And don't be shy if you're not getting 10 sales in 2 to 3 days and you're like, I'm still working on my first sale. That's okay. Just let it run longer, okay? So you're gonna obviously you're not gonna be able to do this very fast, and that is completely fine because you're just starting out, you're trying to figure things out. But leave it at that low price for a long time until you're like, okay, well, I'm starting to gain data, I'm starting to up my stuff. Then you can start to do this strategy. Number 9, this is perhaps one of the biggest things, if not, they're all super big. You need reviews. And I know a lot of people online talk about this, but don't avoid this. Don't think that you can get away with not having reviews. People are used to having reviews. If you go to Google and you look up a business, you can see who's reviewed them, how many reviews. There's a lot of trust factor, because I'm gonna trust my neighbor versus what you're gonna tell me. What are other people saying about the product? Same thing with Amazon. You need to have that piece, or people are not going to trust you. Like, they might trust a little bit. Like if you have a Facebook ad that has a lot of engagement and there's people on there that say they bought from you and they had a good experience, that's one layer. But you need to enforce that once they get to the page. And you need to have good ones, okay? So I pulled up this. These are actually pretty good ones. And this is just an image I found on Google for some website. Don't sell shoes. I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, so they had 81 reviews. They're 5 stars. I might have a little bit less than 5 stars to give it some legitimacy. Anyways, doesn't matter. They've got pictures in there. They've got nice little paragraphs. Avoid things that are like broken English from AliExpress that say, you know, fast delivery, good product type stuff. Like, you want to have a genuine response, because a person would have a genuine response. They're not just going to say one sentence or a couple words. Like, some people do, but most people actually tell their experience because they're going online to give a review. And it's a bonus if you've got pictures of actual people with the product on or using the product. You have to have social proof. Without it, it's really hard to make a sale, unless it's a brand that is already has the most social proof, like Apple or somebody like that. Number 10. This is a minor thing. I don't think this would deter somebody from actually purchasing, but this is something that, in my mind, you need to eliminate immediately. If you're running a general store, which I'm all for general stores, no other people online say don't do it, whatever. All different types of businesses make sales, okay? So I personally, my most successful business is still a general store, but what I don't have is those related products at the bottom. They don't make any sense because my store is just full of like pets products and babies products and beauty products and all sorts of stuff. I don't have those random related products that just combine a bunch of stuff at the bottom. And like, because I'm running ads for a specific product. The person on my website on that page probably came from an ad for one product. I want them to focus in on that product. I don't want them to bounce around. In this picture here, you see just a bunch of stuff that might intrigue you to look at, and then all of a sudden someone's spending time on your website moving around and they're like, oh, why am I here? I should go back to Facebook. And then they leave. Now, what I will say about upsells and related products, if it's actually related, if it actually is something that could be like an add-on, like frequently bought together, which I have on my site, and I specify what products are going to be like an upsell or going to be, you know, like a package deal. And sometimes I'll do that because you want to increase the average order value. Now, I'm all in favor for that, so don't get that mixed up with what I'm saying here. I'm saying if you have a general store and you just have a bunch of unrelated products at the bottom, people are gonna get distracted, and there's a good chance that they end up leaving your site without any products at all. So don't try to be an Amazon. You want to be your own store, because Amazon's the place where there's just a bunch of stuff on there. They have related products. They have products that you probably browsed before. They've got data on you, and they're pushing all that stuff out. You're not Amazon. You're just trying to make a sale. And last but not least, which builds off that same theory, is do not create friction for the customer. They don't have a lot of time. They're giving you their time from Facebook. They're not working. They might be working. I don't know. They might be working, honestly. But they could do whatever they want, okay? At the end of the day, they don't need to buy your product, okay? Unless you created such an urge from your Facebook ad or somebody told them about it that they need to have it, okay? Do not create friction. And what I mean by friction is, going back earlier, you've got pop-ups coming up. You've got, you know, things that are trying to upsell. So for instance, in this screenshot, somebody had added a product to their cart. Now, there's a better way to do this, so listen to what I'm about to say. So somebody buys something, right? They're adding it to their cart. You want them to get to the checkout as fast as they can before a distraction comes up. Maybe they get a phone call. Or they have buyer's remorse. They don't want to buy anymore, okay? You want to get them to checkout. Now, what people do is they have these upsells where somebody either added something to the cart, then something comes up, and then they're like, oh, would you also like to add this? Now, I'm all in favor of adding to your average overall value of the customer, but The problem is, don't distract them right away, especially with stuff that we're doing. We're not a huge brand, okay? We're trying to get them to buy one product. This food product, this might be different because they're a brand. Maybe they have repeat customers that are coming, and that makes a lot of sense if there's an actual brand that's happening. But get them to checkout as fast as possible. Don't have those upsell sequences as they get to checkout, because that's not gonna work either. Now, what I would say is that you could have what's called a post-sequence purchase upsell, which post-purchase sequence upsell. So after they purchase something, you put something else in front of them. So they already paid, no matter what, they can leave right away. But you're giving them another product either related, or you're showing them the same product with a discount. So by doing that, you could increase their average order value, but you don't have to distract them from buying the first thing. So you still get the same type of, they're in the buyer's heat, they're trying to buy something, but you don't distract them from getting the finish line. Okay, so I'm quickly gonna pick this winner here for the $100 cash in this video. This is my last video. I think there's quite a bit of comments, 77, but that was me responding to people. Let me go ahead and copy this link. I'm keeping this as fair as possible. Post that in there. We've got 39 comments, so 1 in 39 chance to win. And we've got Ellie Muscatiello. Thanks for the free knowledge. I've watched every guru video and plenty of fake gurus. Nobody is showing me a new product that they just add to their new store. No problem. Eli, maybe it's Eli. So Eli, hopefully I pronounced your name right. Reach out to me on Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram, you can comment below and we'll get it figured out and we'll give you that $100 cash. So congrats to you. Now, what I wanted to do before I wrap this up is give you a bonus. Now, this is just something that you have to keep in your mind as you're going through and building this, okay? This is a general theme that is so important. Keep it simple. People try to put too much on there. If you're going to a web page for the first time, there's a bunch of text put together and there's not a lot of breadth, I'm gonna leave, okay? I'm not going to stay. There's too much going on that I have to do, right? Because it's work. It's work for me to read your stuff, okay? There's a difference between providing value and just putting a bunch of stuff in there that people are gonna have to go through and decipher and make sense of. Now, this is the analogy that I'm putting it through. I think maybe analogy is not the right word. What I would do is I would focus on creating more of an Apple experience. So whenever I say let things breathe, go and check out Apple's website, okay? There's a lot of white space. White space is your friend. They keep it simple. Now, you can't be Apple because they have incredible branding. You need to have more information on there. So don't say I'm gonna replicate what Apple's doing, but again, there's a balance. So that's why I threw up this other slide that we looked at, other picture that we looked at earlier while I was talking here with this hair straightener thing. It's crowded, right? It's actually like, it gives me stress looking at it, okay? You don't want to stress your customer out, but you want to give them the information they need. So at the top you see Apple, Mac Pro, power to change everything, and then there's a link to where there is more information, right? But it's very, very simple and it's very inviting. The open space, when I say white space, I mean the space around the stuff, okay? So in your paragraphs and your images, let everything breathe. Don't make it crowded. If you're modeling your dropshipping site off other dropshipping sites, there's a good chance that they're probably doing it wrong. I always say do a picture, then a nice little paragraph, 2 to 3 sentences, then another nice picture, then another 2 to 3 sentences. And you do that, maybe like 3 pictures and 3 paragraphs, or 4 pictures, 4 paragraphs. But don't make it overwhelming, okay? Try to look at it from the perspective of a customer that's coming there for the first time and they don't have a lot of time. They're trying to get out of there, okay? So get in, sell the hell out of it, convince them that they need it, and tell them how they can go and purchase. Be like, go click the buy it now button now. Don't say that, but just get in, make the argument, and then get out quickly. And that's the mindset you have to have, because that's what they're trying to think. They're like, okay, convince me that I need this because I did the click to get here. Is a lot of effort. Now, confirm my belief that this is a great product. And that is a mindset that you need to adopt, and it's going to change you. And it's going to change how people view you. And go through and make sure that you got all these down pat, because it's extremely, extremely important. So as I mentioned, those are gonna be the 11, 12 things that are going to stop somebody from going to your website and purchasing, and then you're not gonna be hearing that Shopify ding noise. Those are the 11 things, and I know this because I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in marketing a long time. What happens is if you don't fulfill those 11 things, there's something that's a little bit off, and somebody needs the full certainty that you are a legitimate company. All legitimate companies have those things figured out, and I think that you should have that figured out if you want to be successful in dropshipping. It's really hard to get away with any of those. It's hard for people to feel comfortable, especially now. It's getting harder and harder to prove that you're a legitimate company because there are so many scams out there, and you don't want to come off as a scam, because what happens is then you get scammed in dropshipping, right? You invest in programs, you invest in the Shopify subscription, you invest in Facebook ads, and you lose money. So I don't want that to be you. Print this off. I know you can't print it off, but write it down and go through step by step. Do I have all these things covered? And when you do, you can be confident that your store is probably gonna look pretty good, okay? So that's gonna wrap up this video. Again, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're dropping a video every single week. I'm trying to create as much value as I can every week. That might change. I might do 2 a week, or I might do 3 a week. But for now, I'm keeping on that consistent schedule. Next week, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I know it's gonna be extremely valuable to everybody. We'll keep building on these. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and check out some past videos. I have videos on products that you can sell. I have videos on Facebook ads. I have videos on building a store, doing Facebook video ads. All sorts of stuff out there. Go check it out, explore. It's free to use. And so with that being said, until next time, peace.